And we are live, guys. How you doing, Jason?
Hey, what's up, buddy? It's been a
Not
while.
much. Not much. I know, right? Been staying busy with the channel, huh?
Yeah, pretty busy. It was a crazy 2 weeks. I had like a bunch of watches that flew in. Then I have like a really stable schedule with one of our jewelers here. Again, if anyone in Aruba is like tuning in, Shiva's jewelry. They're really good. They have like a lot of really high end watches in their selection, and they are authorized dealers. So most of them in the island, they're the biggest one in the island. So head on over to Shiva's Golden Gems for your watch collecting needs.
Nice.
A little short plug there, just like off the cuff there.
That's awesome to
First time
have
I've done
that
that.
that regular thing too. Like, I mean, like I work with Rich from Saltzman's, and I'm actually getting in a Oris, one of the new Air Defenders or the Air Rescue ones. You know what I'm talking about? The green
Nice,
one.
nice.
Yeah, I should be getting that one in. So look for the unboxing of that, and then the G Shock I sent you a picture of. I'll probably do a double unboxing of that soon. So
Awesome,
I
awesome.
I figure being the afternoon during the week, I don't know how many people will be able to chime in or not, but they can always catch this later too.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So you got anything else new coming in on the channel, or have you bought anything new? Got your eyes on anything?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if I talked about it in not in your channel. I mean, I think I talked about it somewhere else. I had a falling off with my Seamaster 300P Love.
Mm.
Yeah, I hey
What's up, bud?
roar roar of the tiger. How am I gonna call him? ROTT.
Yeah, you said you fell
Let's go.
out of love with the Seamaster, right?
Yeah, the thing is like it's been on the top of my list for the longest while, for like I think 4 or 5 years, or 4 years, maybe 3 years, something like that. But here's the weird thing that happened. Like the more that I wore it, the less I liked it.
Uh huh.
I mean, I made even a video about like like it being part of my collection. It's going to sit there in the middle of my watch box or my travel um, case. But then the more I wore it, the more I felt, you know what? It's not for me. Maybe I'm, or maybe also because I've been like handling more watches now, and I'm seeing some other
Yeah, your
alternatives.
taste has changed.
Or yeah, and basically that's what many people said. Like, yeah, maybe my taste had changed because the one that I'm looking right next to that is a chronograph, the Tudor Monte Carlo,
Mm-hmm.
not the original one, but the heritage one that they came out like a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much like it's actually cheaper, but I'm fancying that more, and I actually wore that in the AD.
That's the blue and silver one, right?
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
blue and orange one, the blue and
All
orange
right,
one,
blue and orange. Okay.
that chrono, that heritage chrono.
What's up,
Uh,
Thomas?
hey Thomas, what's up?
But so you're digging that more then, huh?
Yeah, well, I almost pulled the trigger on that as well, like a month ago, but then common sense made the best of me, and I said, you know what, let's hold off because I don't want to like
What's up, Dane?
throw in my savings money in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dane's up. Yes,
Going
Dane
one.
has one of those.
Yeah, I believe so.
That Monte Carlo, that Tudor Monte Carlo.
It's a good looking watch. I got to try one on
Oh
in
yeah, definitely,
Fakes up in Raleigh. I tried one on, I believe.
definitely.
Definitely a good looking watch, and they're available too.
Yeah, and you know the thing is like Tudor's like going up. So
Yeah,
in just a few years, I anticipate. I'm not a watch expert, but I'm banking that in a few years it will be at the level of Omega. That's it. I think
yeah.
it's I think it's there. The
I
especially
don't think
the
they're gonna
backlit.
skyrocket like Rolex, but you definitely probably won't lose money on them.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't care about that. I mean, like I have like a
Yeah,
small market here in Aruba anyway, so I'm not gonna be able to flip that. That's also one of the discussions I had like with random not discussions. That's what we talked about last night with random Rob. Like he was watching Peter Kotz's video about should you collect micro brands or not, and I'm on the on the camp that, yeah, you can have it both ways, and you can have like luxury watches and you can have micro brands on the side. But for me here, looking at where I am locally, there is no market for me to flip those high end watches.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for me to flip the micro brands.
Yeah,
And
people can afford that
you know
more.
what? I take a loss of 50 bucks here and there, but that won't hurt
Yeah,
compared to like flipping a luxury brand where you're potentially losing thousands.
definitely, Dane. That's the ethos I go by. Collect whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want. I mean, the thing is, like, I wanted the S&P 300 for the longest while. Then I just, like, you know what? I keep wearing it, and I felt that it's not what I want. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a good thing that that happened before I purchased it, so I didn't have like that buyer's remorse or and all that. But now I don't have anything in the grail. I mean, like the nearest thing that I would be getting is like that Tudor Heritage Chrono. Aside from that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really like in a rush to like buy one now.
Well, that's like we get this idea, and Dane said he collects one micro braid. He can't remember the name. Gee, I wonder which one that is. But no, it's like we get it in our mind. Like me with the El Primero, it was my grail for the longest time, and I got it, and I'm kind of like I kind of forced myself to wear it because it was not just not part of my style, you know.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Like it's not an everyday. I mean, you can make an everyday kind of wear, but for like my lifestyle, whatever. Like now, I feel like I do like the new Zenith, the Zaytona or whatever that is. I like that. That's a little bit more on the sporty side.
Yeah, the Chrono Sport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Thomas has a great question there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the Mitch Mason maelstrom? Do you think that there are too many super compressors watched? I've actually watched Jory, what he said there. I almost dropped off the moment that he said there that, yeah, he's getting tired of super compressors. I almost dropped off and, like, you know what? Why am I listening to Jory? But I listened to what he has to say. He has valid points about super compressors like starting to creep into the market and design community and whatnot. But you know what? That's not a problem of Mitch Mason. I mean, I that shouldn't be like a con or a negative for Mitch Mason, because he's basically talking about a negative of the watch brand or watch design scene, not of the specific maelstrom design.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like how he worded that. But to me,
Yeah, he could be a little over the top sometimes.
yeah, I understand that that's his thing, but
No.
I understand that is his mentality and principle, and yeah, it's his channel. He gets to say whatever he wants, right? Um, yeah, and like underachieving said, Jory is annoying. I find him annoying sometimes. Sometimes I like his jokes. I mean,
I think
my
he
guilty
connects mainly
pleasure.
with the younger audience. I think
Yeah, yeah.
they like that kind of ranting style, whatever.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Like it's he's like the angry watch reviewer, angry, trying to be like overly self sympathetic.
He
He
seems like
has
a
that
pretty good
part.
dude, though. I mean,
I enjoy some of his videos, but yeah, going back to the maelstrom. Look, I have seen reviews. Oh, specifically Dane, for example, he reviewed one with an inner rotating bezel, and
mm,
it doesn't. When you screw down the crown, it like wiggles back and forth the bezel. That is super easy to make. I don't remember that. I don't remember that watch that Dane reviewed that had that inner rotating bezel that doesn't stay fixed when you're trying to screw it down. That's a very easy mistake to make when it comes to these watches. But the Maelstrom did it very well. When you like push it in, it's going to hold its place. It has like a nice dampened feeling to the bezel. It's not gonna move. It's not loose. And the Maelstrom, well, Mitch Mason in general made sure that these small refinements are there. you know,
Hmm.
and like like the one that they're sending out, like the production models, they're going to shorten the hands, the hour hands a little bit, and that was the first complaint that I saw. But then when I opened the box and it has like that update or upgrading card that they have, and they're actually like planning to shorten that. Oh, okay, so it makes sense. So we have the same design taste. And I like that with the Maelstrom. I like that with Mitch Mason, especially with their knotted design on the hour hands. It's not very unique, but it looks unique compared to other micro brands in the market. I like that, you know.
Hmm. That's one company I hadn't had a chance to check out yet. It's Midge Mason. So
Yeah, I missed out on the first one, the Chronicle, but I
uh,
guess I contacted him way too late. I should have contacted him like earlier. I'm glad that we got this one.
okay. So you notice that your channel's growing a good bit. What are you up to now, by the way, subscriber wise?
I think I'm where am I? Yeah, I try not to look at it.
Mm,
Where am I? Right now at 7,649.
nice, nice.
Yeah,
You,
it's
you
getting there.
notice since you're growing bigger, like more companies are starting to offer to send you watches.
Yeah, well, the big thing is like the micro brands and G Shock. That's seemingly my area right now. That's where most of my views are coming in, especially Zelos. Zelos is like a staple. I mean, I'm happy to work with Elshan, you
Hmm.
know, and he's really accommodating me so much. I mean, uh, Dane was commenting earlier. Why doesn't he get like review units from Zelos? He could ask. I always ask if I could review models, and he's honest and he's frank with me. Elshan said, "No, this I'm not going to send for review. This, oh, I'm thinking about it. Oh, this, I think we're going to send it to other reviewers. Oh, this, I'm going to send it to you. No problems. Give me a reminder next week. Something like that.
Yeah,
He can choose, you know. I mean, I understand that, and I value that. That I don't want to spend like so much of his time like bothering him and asking him, hey, can I mean, spending so much time. Like I could imagine like he's getting like all of these like messages all the time, you know. And I have bought some models from him too, and I think I'm going to get that green one also. That
okay.
that latest.
I
Uh,
like that green on that.
I kind of like that, and I'm really like going back and forth because I wanted to like buy that so that I could like swap it with the bezel on the current one that I have on the satin version. Because my kid just loves watches now. I mean, he's like sequestered like half of my collection. It's like,
That's good though. At least he's into the same thing.
yeah, yeah. But I'm telling him, look, sometimes we need to flip these. Just make sure you like take care of them. And so far he's been like doing that. Oh yeah, Dane's right. I'm waiting for the Starfighter too. So
I don't think I've
that's
seen that one
also
yet.
yeah, that's also in my mind. But I think that's going to be upwards in the thousands, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. I think that's going to be in the thousands.
He's definitely getting higher end on
Yeah.
a lot of his stuff, which is good, and it's deserved because
Oh
his
man,
brand, he makes quality pieces for the price.
look, when I reviewed his latest swordfish, when I said there, like micro brands have some catching up to do with Zelos, I meant that. I
Yeah,
meant
$1,100 they insane.
yeah. There you go. So I don't know because I'm also like into G Shocks. Not so much of a hardcore in G Shocks, but that latest one that like
The
titanium mechanical
the metal one.
the black titanium with a lot of text on it,
Uh huh.
the TVA. I'm really fancying that. That's like 1,600.
Yeah, yeah. I like that blue titanium, the blue camo one that I think Rob had a while back. I just can't see myself paying $1,100 for that. I mean, I have ways I can get discounts, through vendors that sell it, but I still I don't know if I can see myself paying that much for G Shock yet.
Yeah, Dane, do you still have that green one? That green one with the changeable bezels and straps.
Plus, which Oceanus do you have? I've always been interested in those. I'm wearing that part metal one that Peter sent. I dig it. I think it was a recent Hodinkee release. I think and it's like metal with the black band. It's the Royal Oak lookalike one. No, I sent you a picture of that, but I kind of dig it. You guys will probably see unboxing here in the next day or so. I think $200 is what they're selling for. Not much more than the regular G Shock.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not so sure if that's a Houdinki one though.
That's
Yeah,
one
you
and
see
three
one
he's
of them.
selling.
I think I saw you post that on Facebook. I'll check it out later.
Did he post no Rob's Discord?
I don't know. I mean, I saw it on Facebook. I'm not in Rob's Discord though.
Okay, I thought you were for some reason.
No, no. I mean,
So
I think I had to be like part of the Discord group founders and whatnot. But since I'm in Aruba, there's no way for me to like really interact with anything.
yeah, I
That was
gotcha.
the problem. That was the problem. If I could move there in the United States, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely worth it because you get to take a look at a lot of extra, tour watches and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
even if you're not a YouTuber, you can still take a look at them.
yeah. Well, the thing is that like now I have like a full slate coming in the next coming weeks. Like every week, there's every month there's like a shoot of like 3 to 4 watches from this jeweler. So I'm pretty good. I don't need to like be included to a
How
tour.
was that Richard Mille, by the way? Where did you like it more in person?
Look, I mean, I'll be honest. I know that there's like a lot of backlash over that, and I know that it's something that some people. Yeah, Dane, I'm going to contact you personally about that green one. Yeah, going back to the Richard Mille. You know what? I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've handled like others that are more expensive than that. The latest one that I showed in my video, I think that's worth 140,000. The the
Whew.
the, the
That's
Roger
that's just like
Dubuis.
that's a house.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. The Roger Dubuis, the rose gold one, that's like 140,000. That's like that's like, and the thing is like you could feel that on your hand because
Mm-hmm.
it's really heavy, and you could, and it's a Geneva seal, guys. It's a Geneva seal. Roger Dubuis. I know it gets some flack too, like Richard Mille, Roger Dubuis, Richard Mille.
Yeah, Salient
Are
Dane's correct. He said Richard Mille is a Marmite watch. You either love it or hate it.
yeah, you could love it or hate it. But you know what? I'm on the fence of loving it because I appreciate its design and its aesthetics. If you ask me if I'm going to drop like 200K, even if I have like enough money for that, maybe I'm going to go for a different design rather than that specific Richard Mille. Because that Richard Mille, it retails for 120, if I'm not mistaken, but then it's trading for over 200K.
That's crazy. I think
That's
they make more profit than Rolex does, don't they?
Yeah, well, the thing is like they're all about exclusivity. They went through
Mm-hmm.
the Ferrari route rather than the Mercedes route, like uh, not Mercedes, maybe Aston Martin. Like that's more appropriate for the Rolex uh,
Steve,
comparison, so to
now
speak.
Watch Gringa actually had a good video on that recently about how, like, I guess social media, the more we see something, the more it changes our perception on something. I don't know if you watched that a while back, like about how,
Mm,
social media influence. Like you
maybe,
always see Rolex, you always see Richard Mille, Patek. I
yeah. I
think the
mean,
more I see the Richard Mille, the more they kind of grow on me. I don't know if that's what that is, just because you see it more. I've never held one in person, so I can't knock it until I try. You know what I mean? See one in person or hold one in person. But like at first, I thought they were ugly as sin. But there's a few models that I'm starting to not mind that much.
yeah. Well, there are still some models that I truly hate, like the candy, licorice, whatever that like sugary style that the
Hmm.
Richard Mille was going on. There's like a whole collection of just like candy looking like really candy looking watches. They're just gaudy to me, you know. And yeah, like what Underachieving said, RM looks like a G-Shock for the rich people.
Yeah, it's just basically a C or B scene kind of watch.
It kind of is, but you think this you see is like with G-Shock, we appreciate them for the engineering and for the affordability of
Hmm.
G-Shocks, right? Well, most of
Hmm.
us do. In the Richard Mille, it's kind of the same, but not affordability. Instead of affordability, exclusivity. You know?
And then the aesthetics, kind of like a art on your wrist kind of
Yes,
thing.
exactly. But look, if you put a watch on Rafael Nadal's 100 mile per hour serve, I mean, it has to be something that's going to
It's gonna be durable.
get that impact, you know, sustain that impact. Richard Mille has that for sure because they really like put millions into their R&D to get to that level of performance. But that's the thing. It's like a Ferrari compared to a customized or souped up Nissan GTR. You know, a
Uh,
Nissan GTR, a Japanese um, car that you could like yeah, the Skyline GTR. You could like soup it up, you could like customize it, and it could outperform any Ferrari out there. It
hmm.
will, and we've seen videos about that. We've seen documentaries about that. It can,
Hmm.
and it's like barely a fraction of the price. But that's not what you're buying from Ferrari alone. Ferrari is not just like performance because if you're looking for performance, you're looking at yeah, Celine's like Dane's Mustang. Well, the thing is like there's a Mustang and there's a Celine Mustang. You know, that's an upgrade right there, right? A watch system.
What's that, bud?
Right.
How you doing?
But that's another analogy in there. But you could either go that Mustang, Celine Mustang route, or you could go that Ferrari route. I mean, both can perform, maybe
Hmm.
like different levels of performance, but they are high performance, right?
Hmm.
And the on but Ferrari banks on their exclusivity. You cannot buy a certain model unless you already have like a garage full of the other models, which is yeah, it's
Yeah.
exclusivity and rarity that the watches are like into before. The only difference is that instead of you riding your Ferrari, you're not riding your Richard Mille. You know,
Yeah.
you wear it on your hand, you can ding it and whatnot, and yeah, there's your value right there. But design wise, I really appreciate Richard Mille. It's not going to be like, well, some of their higher ends really are high end and they're
Uh,
really well engineered in house movements. This one is not in house. This is the one that I reviewed is like a modified 7750, I think, if I'm not
oh, the
mistaken.
value movement.
Yeah, I think with a module on top. Yeah, but
Okay.
they heavily like refined that. They replaced a lot of parts with different materials like titanium plates and all that.
Kind of
And
like
it's
Zen does with the Salida
hmm,
movements.
correct. But this one you could like even the rotor you could adjust the winglets so that you could like it can swing faster or swing slower depending on your hand, which is insane. Nobody's gonna do that, of course. Nobody's gonna adjust that like unless you buy it like on retail. But it's all about the trading right now. And
Hmm.
yeah, that's true. Like what you said earlier, the more that you see these things, the more the
They grow on
value
people.
kind of you know goes up. And who knows, maybe one of our children become like social media darlings and they could afford one of these. Who knows? And that's how it grew. And with the
Hmm.
new social media era,
Like I see, you ever watch Steve will do it on YouTube?
yeah,
Like he has like 8 of them.
yeah, he bought them the same guys that I worked with. It's
Yeah,
timepiece
timepiece trading.
trading. Yeah,
You work with
that's
him
the
before?
yeah, they're the ones who own that Richard Mille.
Okay.
So I mean Chivas, the company that I work with, they're the nephew of
Okay.
timepiece
Okay.
trading. Oh, rather, sorry, that he's the uncle.
Okay.
He actually mentioned them in his first video, the
Nice.
Alwanis. Yeah, but they're really good people.
Yeah, it
Really
seems like
honest and
pretty cool guys.
pretty cool guys. And the thing is, like, I'm not supposed to like shoot a video of that Richard Mille. I came there to shoot the what you call it, the JLC
Hmm.
memo box, the Mariner, the Polaris Mariner. But then it just so happened that the son had the Richard Mille on, and he said, "Hey Jason, want to get your mind blown? What?" And then he showed me, whoa! And then I just begged, guys, I need to like, I need to have this in my channel. Can I like shoot it? They said like, you know what? No problem. You can shoot it. Just don't
Yeah.
say it's from Shibas. Just say it's from Taipe's Trading.
Okay.
And there it is. It's really nice. I love that. Okay, talking about cars, what did you think about Breitling's muscle car top times, Jason? I thought that the colors were a bit meh. Okay.
Me and Clive were talking. I don't know if you caught that live stream later, but me and
I was in
Clive
the
were
live
talking.
stream when I don't know who was oh it was James and JCB and ID guy who were talking about it. I was in that live stream. I kind of like kept my mouth sealed and let them talk. But the thing is, like, I have such a bias with Shelby.
Hmm.
So though that particular Shelby blue white combo with the red accents, I kind of like that. I mean, I know the
I
others are like a little bit meh, and I understand it kind of looks so generic and so like shopping mall vibes to it because it's like a licensed media on.
I mean, I dig it. I mean, I'm a Mustang fanboy. I mean, I even have a Mustang tattoo on my arm. But like the Mustang one, I get why they chose the green. I was talking to Clyde about that because when you think of Mustangs, you think of the Bullet Mustang. That's at least that's the first one that
Mhm.
comes to my mind. Steve McQueen and the Bullet. You think of that dark Highland green color. So I kind of get why they went with that. And I think if Breitling were smart talking about YouTubers, they would send these out to the big car channels like Stradman or TJ Hunt and try to market them that way because they could probably sell even more if they did that.
Yeah, actually, it's geared towards that. I think they're trying to replicate their Bentley thing going
Hmm.
on with their
Which thank God they discontinued those huge pieces.
yeah, but these are more accessible in a way.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
I
5,500 US. That's not that bad.
very accessible. That's the thing that I like about it. But aside from that, yeah, I do agree how it kind of looks generic to many. And the thing is like, yeah, when you go to shopping malls, you see these Invictus with Avengers licensing over them. It kind of gives that kind of collaboration a bad rep, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think they can also get a new market of people in to buy their watches. Like the car nut that
Oh
owns the
yeah,
Mustang
definitely.
or owns the Cobra might go in and buy that to match their car. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the one of the big points why you actually do that. You know, it's really about marketing.
Hmm.
I like how Breitling continues to explore these despite of the flack they may get.
Hmm.
But maybe it's just a small circle of YouTube reviewers that kind of think so. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about other more seasoned collectors how they would like dinner plate Invictus. No,
Yeah.
like Celine's saying it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about like more seasoned tastes. I find my taste is more design oriented.
Hmm.
I know that collectors have a more refined taste with their collection and their experience. I'm I'm very new to watch collecting. That's why most of my videos are design videos. I'm not about collecting or like principles and feelings and whatnot. You know?
You know what watch really surprised me when I tried it on up in Charlotte was the Reverso.
Oh yeah.
I really love that one. I never thought I would like it, but I think as I'm getting older, my tastes are changing a little bit, and that's definitely one I can see adding it. So, not right now, but maybe a few years down the road, I could definitely see myself adding one of those to the collection.
Yeah, I can get that. I mean, I've been a reversal fan myself, and I could see myself wearing that because I wear like a suit and a coat like many
Mhm.
times. So that
Well, you
would
can kind of get away with wearing those casually too, with like a
yeah,
polo
yeah,
or
yeah,
something like that.
definitely, definitely. I mean, that's if that's what I always dreamed of. Like, get a JLC and get a bunch of straps to like switch it on with. You know,
Hmm.
I have or I had a Cartier tank that I really wanted to like switch bands every now and then to wear it in any casual attire. But by the time I buy I shop for bands, like one of my friends wanted to buy it. So
Dane's saying, asking how do you wear a suit in Aruba?
like anywhere else, buddy, it's the same. The thing is, like, it's surprising here. They have such a nightlife here, and I'm not like a nightlife guy. I'm not like a disco guy, but whenever I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, so whenever we go to meetings, we always dress up in a nice suit. You know?
What is your preferred watch size?
38.
38. Okay.
Yes, that's
I'd
my
have to say
preferred.
mine's probably about 40.
I can go 40. That's fine. My Submariners. Yeah. Well.
Dane's talking about humidity.
Okay. Well, no. Of course, definitely you won't wear that suit like outside. You only wear it like in the afternoon. Actually, it's pretty windy here. You know, it's pretty windy here, so the humidity is not so much of an issue.
You guys are like here. You get ocean breeze.
Yeah, we get out all the time, so that's not really an issue.
42 to 44 for Dane. That used to be my size, but I've kind of went a little bit smaller.
Yeah, for me, 38 and 40 because my wrist is like so small and it's kind of flat, so
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard for me to wear other than 48. 42 may be stretching it really. I
I'm
have like a few 42s.
pretty lucky. My wrist is, I can throw on, I can pull off a versatile array of sizes. Mainly 38 is about the smallest. I could probably pull off the new 36 though, the Explorer. I could probably pull that off with a little bit of getting used to, but that would probably be about the smallest I would want to go.
Yeah,
And then I
well,
can fit up to about 44, 45 on my wrist.
I have girly wrists, so
Yeah,
yeah,
mine's about
Dane's
7.5 inch wrist.
Dane's like an inch bigger than my wrist.
But yeah, that's like the G Shocks. Like this G Shock I'm wearing now, it looks about the right size on me.
Yeah. Well, I can still pull off G Shocks. G Shocks is like an exception because like you can
Mhm.
wear them like oversized because that's kind of like the culture now.
Yeah, people are used to
But
that.
yeah, but when you're wearing like sports watches, no. 40 is the most. I have a 42 Zelo Swordfish that I
Uh-huh.
really love, but I bought that mainly because Elshan himself like torched the bezel ring and bezel insert, and it's kind of like very very limited. So
Hmm.
I still wear that, but I'll wear that with a jacket on.
And Dane's saying G Shocks don't count. What's up, Bruce? I hope you're doing all
Hi,
right,
Bruce.
bud.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Speaking of G Shocks, I still have like a G Shock at home that I really need to like make a video of. It's an old
Mm.
one. It's an AWM 500.
Uh-huh.
It's not old. It's like last year, but I really fell in love with that. That was the one that with the analog hands with the round all metal case and man, it's just amazing. Even to like even after a month of wearing it and still loving it. Honeymoon phase and whatnot.
Hmm.
It's just that I love the different finishings when you tilt it when you I have to like make a video of it. I'm just like looking for an opening in my schedule.
Yeah, you know, another watch that actually surprised me every time I've tried on too is Frank Mueller.
Hmm.
Frank Mueller. Those are actually kind of surprising to me. They actually looked like a pretty cool looking watch.
Actually, Frank Mueller were the ones that started to like really
Yeah.
penetrate the public consciousness when it comes to that to no case, you know.
Hmm.
And then Richard Mille broke into the scene and like made use of that kind of shape and ran away with it.
What's up, Will? How you doing, bud?
I will.
But yeah, Frank Mueller is actually not a bad looking watch. They're a little overpriced, is their thing, I think.
I don't know what happened to them. I've been hearing some bad rep with how they marketed their watches and all that. Hey,
Hey,
Bobby.
Bobby.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I need to do my research on that. But
Yeah, because like the '90s, they were real popular, early 2000s, and then all of a sudden they just kind of went. I think they're starting to make a little bit of a comeback. You're starting to see at least some of the watch sellers talking about them. So I don't know if
yeah,
that's them just trying to
but you're
get the
still
market up
all
on them.
you're yeah, but you're still going to take a hit when
No.
you're going to try and flip those. You know? I don't know. I mean, I never liked how they use their numerals
Hmm.
on their dials. Maybe it's the way they that I mean, that's their house style, so to
It's kind of
speak.
like an artsy kind of design.
Mhm. I would prefer like Richard Mille because that's my I guess that's that kind of modern take is more of my taste rather than Frank Mueller's.
Hmm.
Frank Mueller's kind of like stuck in the old style, which is I'm not like averse. I'm not really like against it. It's just that the way they execute it isn't really that appealing to me. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, reggae is more appealing to me than Frank Mueller, but
Yeah,
aside from the heritage, of course, but
I've seen
their
a couple
design,
Brigade in person. They're pretty cool. I like the Type 20.
yeah, yeah, I like those two. I mean, like even Quorum's, I feel Quorum has a better way of driving their or directing their design than Frank Mueller.
Hmm.
It may sound sacrilegious, but Quorum actually is a pretty good manufacturer. It's just that I guess they have a bad rap because they have an Asian director now, or they have they're Asian owner now. I don't know. That's
Hmm.
what I hear from the back ends, you know. But when I reviewed their watches, I mean, I could see the finishing is like tremendously like good.
They're the
Like
ones that have like the
awesome.
crazy designs, right?
And I mean, here's the thing: the bubble models, they're crazy. They're just crazy, you know. But the others that they have, like the admirals, that's where
Hmm.
their design is, and like the bridge, the golden bridge that they call it. Like when everything is lined up into just one horizontal movement, that's amazing. And they made one with an automatic um, system with not that doesn't use rotor. It uses like levers that goes up and down, which is tremendous engineering for their part, but barely anyone talks about it. Barely anyone
Yeah.
talks about it. That's such a shame because it would I could see that they really had to like put a lot of R&D into their movements, but they get a bad rap because yeah, the Golden Bridge is like just amazing, amazing. If you see one in person, I saw one in the shop, but they didn't put that for marketing. I guess
Hmm.
the marketing person has their own schedule, so maybe in time I'll be able to review one of those.
I've
Thomas
been
has
meaning to
a
go down
question.
to the. Yeah, he had a question about your tornado. Are you a fan of the tornado cases?
Yeah, I mean the cases. I'm actually fine with Tundo cases. I mean, I've also reviewed one that has sort of like a Richard Mille vibe. Frank Mueller, I've seen. Oh, here's the thing. Frank Mueller kind of tends to make their case slightly bigger than Richard Mille's for some reason. I saw and I've handled one. Their Tundo cases are wears way bigger because of their soft edges. That's something that I didn't like about Frank Mueller also. But with Richard Mille, they kind of like streamline it a little bit. Frank Richard Mille has like thicker cases than Frank Mueller, but Frank Mueller tends to like bulge on the side because of
Hmm.
their soft edges and corners. It wears big, and for me, I'm not gonna try one on, or I'm not gonna wear one. I mean, even if I own one, or if you gave me one, because it's just not gonna fit my wrist.
I
It's going
gotcha.
to overshoot my.
See, when I was in Charlotte, I got to film that the Crazy Horse Frank Mueller, like the orange. It was like a real bright orange. Of course, I'm the orange fan, but it was like a real bright orange, and it was pretty cool looking design. I gotta say, it was a little overpriced though. I think it was like $12,000 or $13,000 what they wanted for it. I feel like
Well, that's the
just
thing
for
about Frank Mueller. I mean, you can afford them on the secondary market, so
yeah.
go, um,
Yeah,
and
because I could
go
see
crazy.
maybe if they marketed maybe around 6 or 7 grand, maybe that would be a little bit more competitive. I feel like, but I guess the people that are buying those two though are the people that already kind of have everything. They're just buying that to have something different.
Yeah, and I think it's a case is a case. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a combination of your design choice and your engineering proficiency on how it's going to wear on your wrist,
Mhm.
and it also depends on your wrist. I mean, in my wrist won't handle most to no cases. The Richard Mille actually remarkably, if you look at it in my video, it looks kind of big on my wrist. But when I actually like wore it and
Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate it, bud.
I
But
got
sorry, what were you saying?
yeah. But when you're actually like wearing the Richard Mille on your wrist, it's very comfortable because it's so understated, like the curve underneath the Richard Mille's case really hugs the wrist, and not to mention their bracelet and their clasp design is just like amazing. I like how they designed the leaf spring. It has no loss or anything, but it's going to close shut on your wrist. It's going to like hug your under wrist really well, and that rubber strap is just so soft. It's not the same strap that you would wear from a G Shock. Never. This is like totally different. Yeah. Well, regardless of the price, you know.
William Rizzo said he tried it on an RM the other day. Wait, that was an Invicta. Cough, cough.
Well, yeah. The thing is, like, I mean, a tonneau case is a tonneau case. It's just another case to design your watch around. And if based on how the combination, the whole watch presentation, it's going to be a Frank Miller or a Richard Mille to you. Um, right now, I don't see any other brands that are doing these kind of cases. But yeah, inherently, it's something that needs to be worn on the wrist for you to understand. I initially didn't have much of a say about Richard Mille until I actually like wore one, and it's really light, by the way. It's really light. And I did not review the TPT version. I reviewed the titanium version. It's
Uh huh.
just super light, super light.
Uh, Dane's asking if we have any opinions on Dave Bethune. I've heard of the brand, but I don't really have any experience to say anything. Do you?
I've seen some. I don't really. It's not. It didn't make such an impression to me as much as like other independents like Moser or what's the other one? Anyway,
FP
maybe when I
Jorn.
see what FP
FP
Jorn, yeah,
Jorn.
FP Jorn, yeah, FP Jorn, FP Jorn. Most people don't really talk about it. He has a sort of iconic design that is borrowed from other brands or other heritages, but he puts a spin on them in his own right, which is like very subtle, but you know it's an FE joint. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a de Bethune. The, uh, correct me if I'm wrong. These are the ones I think. The only thing that really sticks to me with de Bethune was like their like Star Trek bridge, if I'm not mistaken. Their Star Trek logo-y backplate, if I'm not mistaken. Backplate or yeah, movement plate and whatnot. I mean, that's the only thing that like sticks to me. But on the dial side, I don't see much of an impression. Maybe my taste is like too quirky or too mainstream for me to like that. But I appreciate if I appreciate the craftsmanship. but I can't fully back that up until I actually like see one in the metal. You know.
Hmm. Take care, Bobby. Don't work too hard, bud. Bobby said he's got to go back to work.
All right. Bye.
So, all right. Well, we're going on about over 45 minutes now. You about ready to call it a day?
Sure. No problem. No problem.
I appreciate you
Thanks
coming
for having
on,
me.
Jason. We'll definitely have to do it again.
Yeah. No
So,
problem.
all right, man. Thanks everybody for joining the chat,
Thanks
guys.
everyone.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Cheers. Bye bye.